welcome to my newest art journal page process. This one is called Express Things That Are Beautiful. So this page is inspired by this little sketch I did at church a few days ago. Express Things That Are Beautiful. So I'd like to share some of my notes as I go through my my journal page here, but I'm not gonna, preach or try to explain anything. I just want to share a few insights I got from this weekend. But okay, first let me just explain what I'm doing with the background. I purchased a pad of paper at is it Michael's? Yeah, at Michael's a few weeks ago. Actually, it's a few months ago already. And this page was in it, and it's a page about Genesis. I have two of these pages, so I ripped one up, which is okay because I have another one that I can refer to and use more as a text. But this I used basically just as texture for the background, and I think it's kind of cool because this weekend the sermon was about Genesis 2 and Genesis 3. So yeah, I have little bits and pieces here of Genesis, and I think it just goes with the theme. But I'm just applying it with some matte medium with a card, applying the matte medium first to the page, to the back of the papers, and then I cover everything up. Now I want to add some paint, just again to give my background texture and different layers of colors. So I decided to just rub with my fingers because I like finger painting, as you know. I like the effect that this is giving me. So I'm starting to paint my silhouette, again inspired by that little sketch. I'm going to make her a little bigger, so the proportions are going to be different. I'm not trying to copy or really make it the same as the sketch. I'm just using this little drawing as a reference, and it's going to turn out different, but in essence, the feel of the illustration is what I'm trying to get. So I painted, just before I did this journal page, I did a painting, and I'm using the palette that I used for my painting. I don't like to waste paint, so I'm able to create the flesh tone for the face, neck, and hand. So my painting is coming along pretty nicely, but as you can see, the body is a little bit undefined. And as I'm painting this, I remember thinking to myself, I don't like her robe. So I can tell you that it's gonna change. So I think it's, in a way, the process of painting this kind of nightgown. In a way, it looks like it's very bulky, and my sketch kind of revealed her shoulders, but just really nicely. So as I'm painting this, I'm thinking, what happened to her shoulders? I wanted to, you know, kind of do a more feminine dress, and this looks like a, I don't know, it just didn't look right. So anyway, I left it alone and started to write just to see if I would want to use a piece of paper on the left side with a quote. But then this happened. But then it's okay. It's just, you know, a few paint patches of black and red, and I know the dress is going to change. But as I was using that piece of paper, I saw the word "I will." And I thought, hey, let me put something in the book. And I liked the words, I will. Because we have choices. We have free will. But I will, for me, it represents what I want to, more and more, I want to base my choices in my life in regards to what God intended it to be, what God intended me as a woman to be, and share with my husband what are the foundational, you know, at its core, what a man should be. And it's so simple and it's so beautiful. What Pastor Justin was sharing with us is that men, at its core, you can't be a man until you self-sacrifice. And I think it's beautiful. If you think about it, self-sacrifice is the most honorable thing a man can do. you sacrifice yourself for your family. Your family comes first. Your brothers and sisters come first. You sacrifice yourself. We just had an amazing example of this man jumping in front of a gunman a few weeks ago and saving his students. I mean, that's the ultimate. As I'm saying this, I mean, my heart is just skipped a beat, because it's just amazing. That's how, you know, how powerful a man can be. And as a woman, we need to be facing our fears. We are not to this or not enough of that. We have, as a woman, over the years, we've kind of become specialists at being ashamed of ourselves, ashamed of who we are, ashamed of the things that we've done in the past, or ashamed of the things that we are thinking. But God sees us as beautiful women that need to embrace who we are, and we need to embrace the fact that we complement men. So I'm looking in my notes again. What really touched me is that we need one another, men and women. We need one another. The men, at its core, the role of a man is to take initiative through self-sacrifice. And a woman has her feminine soul, and she protects the heart. We are here to complement our husband, our soulmates, as protectors. So I love that. I really love that a lot. I just painted over the face. As I'm talking about all of the shame that we can have and all the self-acceptance problems that we go through, I realized that I painted a face that was too fancy. I just kept going over and over. So I decided to redo it, more simple. And now, as I also was removing the face to paint over, I decided to put the woman's shoulders. And that's gonna make me happy. This is gonna make me happy. Again, this painting has gone through so much transformation. I usually, I don't know, I never really struggle with, my paintings. Everything kind of comes naturally, and I don't like to erase, but I did erase my painting. I rubbed some of that paint. I rubbed some of the layers. And now I'm adding more layers that are to create more of a clean face. And that's part of the process of reading those notes that I took at church. And now I'm changing her hair color, making it more like a softer color and not too many swirls. Simplifying our face. I'm simplifying this woman's, her look, how she wants to be seen. Don't we want to just be more transparent and not, cover ourselves in too much makeup? I don't have anything against makeup, trust me. I love putting a little eyeliner and a little mascara and lipstick. I love it. But if you put too much on, you might end up not looking like yourself. Or, maybe you're hiding behind a mask of not being yourself. You're just not gonna be happy. So I think simplifying It's just a win-win. Simplifying your look and simplifying your way of thinking. Going back to the basics. Going back to what God intended you to be. Instead of trying to please society. So as I am repainting a much simpler face, it makes me really happy because it's the representation of this whole art journaling page. It's all about finding yourself as who you are and stop hiding. And overall, find the courage to show yourself as what God intended you to be. I know it sounds simple and easy just saying that, but it starts with the simple things. More honesty, more trust, and more authenticity. You know, society says align your inner compass to your own definition of your core gender. Your inner compass lies all the time. Think about it. Oh, I think I can have that third glass of wine. Not. Oh, I think I can go on this trip with these brand new friends I just made. Your inner compass can get you in trouble. Trust God over your own compass. How simple is that? You know, God wrote the story, His story of redemption into the framework of gender. I wrote that in my notes, and as I'm reading over it, there's so much to understand in this very short phrase, but at the same time, isn't it so simple? Isn't it simplicity at its, most basic truth? I decide to trust God over my own compass, and it's not easy, but hey, I think it started with this painting. This process was very revealing to me, and that's why I'm getting to love art journaling more and more every time I do a new page. I hope you do too. I hope you have joined me and started to art journal, even if it's, of course, not at all what I'm doing. It can be very simple. It can be just pages of a magazine that you rip and that you paste. The important thing is that you write your own thoughts and you grow as you create this art journal. Start to trust in your art journal page process and express things that are beautiful. And what this means to me is express yourself the way you are. The little hearts are just for you to love yourself more. I'm finishing my painting with little touches of white and blue. And I really like the way it turned out. I hope I wasn't too chatty. This sermon really stayed in my heart, and I'm happy to be able to share some of the insights I got from it. I'm going to put a link in the description of all the things that I used, and I'm also going to add a link to the podcast of the City Church, the sermon that I was attending this weekend, so you can listen to it for yourself. It is a beautiful sermon. I belong to a beautiful church, and I invite you to take a little time to listen to the podcast and even sketch your own little drawing or write your own notes from what you got from it. Express things that are beautiful. Hey, thank you for joining me. Please hit the like button if you enjoyed this video. Subscribe to my channel, and hey, hang out for a little bit and watch some more videos. You have some links up on the screen right now. Subscribe again to my channel and connect with me on Twitter and Instagram at Paint with Nat. Until my next video, stay creative. Bye.